500 plus J 285. Sir, how this got converted into 575.52, sir, please?
Yeah. I will explain.
Okay, sir. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So you are able to see my screen, right? Everyone is able to see the
Yes,
screen?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Fine. So in the last class, we started discussing regarding this. Okay. So the concept here is, even though the voltage source is only the real part, that is, it's a function of sine or cosine. Okay. We converted into an imaginary or a complex forcing function. Okay. That means we have added an imaginary term to the real term and made it as a complex forcing function, and try to use that complex forcing function, that means complex voltage and complex current, to solve the to get the solution for the circuit. And at the end, we will consider only the real part, which is of requirement for us. Okay. So if you see here, I have applied Vs is equals to nothing but KVL R into I plus L into di by dt. Okay. So current they have already given in complex format, that is exponential complex number. Okay. Right. So we are simply substituting current in the above expression. Okay. So here this is called as exponential format of a complex number. You can convert into rectangular form and polar form also. Okay. Right. So let's see that. So I have applied current, I have placed, and have simply differentiated the equation. So you could see 8 into e power j 3000t is common in both the terms. If you do L into di by dt, what will be that? Is this clear for everyone? L into derivative of I with respect to dt. Right. So what will happen? Derivative of e power j omega t, what is that? Derivative of e power j omega t, let's say.
J into 3000 e to the power
J omega t. So you will get e power j omega t into j omega. Okay. So if you consider something like derivative of e power j omega t, or right. Okay. So what will happen? You will get e power j omega t into j omega. Okay. So that e power j omega t is nothing but this one, 8 into e power j 3000 t. So that term will be there, plus j omega will be there. Okay. Right. And L will be there as it is. So this e power j omega t is common for both the terms. So that's why I have taken it out. Okay. So here you have left with 500 ohms resistance, and here j omega you will get, that is j into 3000, and L will remain as it is. So that's why it is 95 into 10 power minus 3. Okay. So if you multiply this 10 power minus 3 into 95 into 10 power minus 3 with 3000, you will get 285. This is called as rectangular format of a complex number. That means a plus, if you see in mathematics, you will call it as a plus ib, or like that. Okay. So that I is simply represented as j in electrical systems usually. Okay. Right. So this is 500 plus j 285. So this I am converting into, you have to convert into exponential form again. Okay. So what is the magnitude of this one? If you calculate the magnitude, it will be root of 500 square plus 285 square. Okay. So that will be the magnitude. Okay. Here. Right. So root of 500 square plus 285 square will give you this one. Okay. This is also a complex number. This is also a complex number represented in, this is in exponential form. Okay. Right. What will be this one? Tan inverse of imaginary part divided by real part. So tan inverse of 285 divided by 500, that will give you some angle. Okay. So that angle is 29.68. Okay. Right. If you want, this exponential form can be again converted into this format. How? 575.52 into cos of 29.68 plus j into 575.52 into sine of 29.68. If you do that, you will come back to the back step. Okay. So that means you are simply converting the rectangular complex number represented in rectangular format into an exponential form. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So so amplitude will be root of, if you have a plus jb, amplitude will be root of a square plus b square, and angle will be tan inverse of b by a, tan inverse of imaginary number divided by real number. Okay, so that will be 29.68 degrees. What will be the polar form for this one? Polar form for the exponential term which I am showing here.
507.52 into cos 29.68 plus j sin 29.68.
That is rectangular format. Okay, so polar format means nothing but you will represent magnitude at an angle of 29.68. Okay, polar means it is r at an angle of theta. If you see in mathematics, polar form is r at an angle of theta. You have a plus jb, you are converting into r at an angle of theta. Okay, right. So all these three give the same information. That means if you know one, or you can convert into any other format according to your requirement. Okay, all these three are complex numbers. One is in rectangular form, which is a plus jb. One is in polar form, which is r at an angle of theta. One is in exponential form, which is some magnitude e power j theta. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one format can be converted into other format according to your requirement. If you are doing addition, okay, if you are doing addition of two complex numbers, it is better to be in rectangular format. That means a plus jb form, right? If you are doing some multiplication or division, it is always advantageous to have in polar format, right? R at an angle, r1 at an angle of theta 1 into r2 at an angle of theta 2 means simply r1 r2 at an angle of theta 1 plus theta 2. You know these things, na? Multiplication of complex numbers in polar form. You know these things or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everyone should be knowing this. And
Yes,
one
sir.
more thing, you should have calculator from now on with you. Okay, so in calculator also there is an option to convert rectangular format to polar format. If you want, you can do mathematically using steps. Okay, if you want directly, you can use calculator to convert rectangular to polar or polar to rectangular back. Okay, right. So conversion process I already told you, right? Right. So if this is a step, let's say fifth step is there here. If you want to convert back to rectangular, as someone as of you has told, cos of 29.68 plus j into sine of 29.68 whole bracket multiplied with 575.52. That will give you 500 plus j 285. You will come back to rectangular format. Okay. So this conversion process is you should be very familiar. And if you want, you can use your calculator. Check in calculator how to convert rectangular to polar or polar to rectangular. Okay. So after this, what we have done, we have already given Vs as in this format. So we are trying to equate both and find out what is the value of Vm and what is the value of theta. Okay. So if you multiply these two 575.82 575.52 into 8, you will get 4604. So in e power j omega t means j into 3000 t plus 29.68 into 10 power minus 3. So theta you have observed to be 29.68, and this is in milli, that means 10 power minus 3 is there, that's why it has become 4.604. Vm is equals to 4.604 and theta is equals to 29.68. Okay, so this is the complex format which we have seen. Vs, it was shown here, complex format. We are interested only in real part because imaginary part does not exist in your real system. If you consider in your house, imaginary part doesn't exist. Okay, right. In any circuit, imaginary part does not exist. Only to simplify our analysis process, we have added an imaginary term to the source, and obviously the response, that means current, should also be an imaginary term. So that's why we have represented current also in imaginary format. We have solved the solution, and at the end, we will take only the real part of the solution. That is what is actually required for us, and that is what actually flowing in your circuit also when you apply real source. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the basic thing you should know: conversion of rectangular to polar, how to represent a complex number. Okay, and you should be very clear that you have only real part in your circuit. We are intentionally adding imaginary part and making it a complex source and finding the solution or the response in a complex format. And finally, we are taking only the real part of the complex response. Okay, imaginary is just a fictitious quantity. It does not exist in your real system or in your circuit also. Okay. So to get you familiar with rectangular to polar conversion, I have given you this example. Okay. You can do mathematically if you want, or you can use calculator also. Okay. Right. So try to do this, evaluate, and express the result in the rectangular format. So something I have given here. Try to check it whether you are getting this result or not. If you are doing multiplication, it is better to have the complex number in polar format, that is r at an angle of theta. If you are doing addition, it is better to have in rectangular format, which is a plus jb format.
Sir,
Yeah, you got it.
I'm not. No, sir, I'm not getting that.
Okay. Okay, so first question, if you see, we have 2 at an angle of 30 degrees. Degrees I have written outside, but it should be inside. Okay, so 2 at an angle of 30 degrees is there, multiplied with 5 at an angle of minus 110. Okay, so this multiplication needs to be done first. Okay, after that you can add 1 plus j2 to that. You can multiply 1 plus j2 to that. So what is the first thing I have done? 2 into 5 will become 10. This is r1 at an angle of theta 1, let's say. This is r2 at an angle of theta 2. So what will happen is r1 into r2 will come 2 into 5, that is 10. And when you talk about angle, when you are multiplying, the overall angle will be r1 plus r2. Okay, so 30 plus of minus 110, so that will become minus 80. Okay, so this part is done, which is 10 at an angle of minus 80. Okay, this is called as polar format. Okay, r at an angle of theta format. Now if you see this one, it is in rectangular form. When you are doing multiplication, if you want to multiply this term with something else, better to convert this rectangular form into polar form. So how to do that? If you want magnitude, it is root of 1 square plus 2 square. So what is the value of root of 1 square plus 2 square?
123.
Yeah, so it will be 2.23. Everyone should have a calculator with you, then only you will be able to do on your own. Okay, right. When you talk about angle, what will be that? It should be tan inverse of,
Inverse of 2.
yeah, tan
2.
inverse of 2. 2 by 1, which is nothing but tan inverse of 2. So what is that value?
63.43 degree.
Okay, so you can, if this is plus sign here, you will get plus here for your understanding. If you have minus sign here, you will get minus sign here. Okay, right. So since it is 1 plus j2, so tan inverse of 2 by 1. So whatever you get, that will be this value. Okay, right. So now you have two complex numbers in polar format. One is 10 at an angle of minus 80 and 2.23 at an angle of 63.43. So what is that? R1 and R2 will get multiplied. So 10 into 2.23 will be 22.3 at an angle of minus 80 plus 63.43. So what will be that? It will be approximately minus 16.56 degrees. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Because if you don't know these things, then entire next classes will be of no use for you. You should know all these things. Okay. Right. So this thing is polar format. I am again converting into rectangular format. You can leave at this point if you want. Okay. So for your understanding, I am simply converting. So how to do that? 22.3 into cos of minus 16.53 plus 22.3 into j into sine of minus 16.53. Okay. If you do that, right, so you will get 21.37 minus j 6.353. Okay. So somebody can check that whether you are getting this answer or not. So you are simply doing cos theta plus j sin theta you are doing. That's all. Okay. This is how you have to do mathematically. You check in calculator also. There is an option of converting simply rectangular to polar. If you give r plus j, I mean a plus jb, you will get r at an angle of theta. And directly they will give you the answer. Okay. So the second one also you can solve in the similar format. You have something in rectangular format plus division of two polar numbers. Why I have given division means 5 divided by 2 how much? It will become 2.5. When you take any angle from the denominator to the numerator, it will become minus sign. Okay. So when it comes to numerator, it should be 80 minus 20. So the net will be 60. Clear? When you are multiplying two polar numbers, R1 and R2 will be your magnitude and the angle will be theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay. When you are dividing, it will be theta minus theta 2. Okay. The denominator term, when it comes to numerator, denominator angle, when it comes to numerator, it will become minus sign. Okay. So 80 minus 20, that will become 60. Okay. So since you want to add, better to convert this polar form back into a rectangular form. Okay. So 2.5 into cos 60. So cos 60 will be 1 by 2. So if you do that, you will get 1.25 plus j 2.5 into sine 60. Okay. So accordingly, you will get 2.168. That's all. So after that, you simply add the real terms. Always you can add only real number to the real number. Okay. Okay. Imaginary number to the imaginary number. So 8 plus 1.25 will be 9.25 and minus 4 plus j 2.168 will become I think I have given wrong sign here. Okay, so it should be minus here. Minus 4 plus j 2.168 will be minus j 1.835. Okay, so if you convert that, you will get minus sign in the end. You're understanding now? Here it should be minus. I have written plus. So that's printing mistake.
Yes, sir.
So consider it as minus and then try to find out the polar form. You will get this thing. Okay, so everyone should be clear with all these things. Converting rectangular to polar, polar to rectangular. When you are doing addition of two complex numbers, how to do that? When you are multiplying two complex numbers, how to do that? Okay. So this is very much important because all AC circuits analysis will be with these complex numbers only. Okay. Yeah. Any doubt? Fine.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So till now what we have seen is in the circuit, even though you have only the real voltage source, we have intentionally added an imaginary imaginary term to the real voltage source. Okay. And we converted the source into a complex number or complex function and applied that complex function to the circuit and found the complex response. That means current or voltage, whatever it may be. Okay. The same thing they will slightly modify. Okay. Nothing but they will simply remove one extra term which is not required for us. Okay. So this is called as a phasor. So that term is called as a phasor. We'll see that what is that. So what I'm stating is the sinusoidal current and voltage at a given frequency, okay, is characterized by two parameters. One is amplitude and phase angle. That's correct, no? If you have a sinusoidal voltage, it could be a source or a response. It could be a current, whatever it may be, right? It will have two important parameters. One is amplitude and another one is phase angle. Okay. Frequency information is given by omega. Okay. So in Vm sine of omega t, three important terms are there. One is Vm, another one is theta, another one is omega. That implies frequency. Okay. If you see the complex representation, we have seen complex number which is something like 5 e power j omega t plus theta. The complex representation is also characterized by the same two parameters. Okay. So the same two parameters, which is Vm and theta, are also present in your complex form of representation also. That means we are not missing any data. Since by converting the real voltage source into a complex format, we are not deleting or we are not removing any useful information or data in your function. Okay. Next statement, what it says is, in a linear circuit operating in steady state at a single frequency, that means omega. Okay. Every current and voltage in any part of the circuit is characterized by its amplitude and phase angle. Correct, no? So that means if you are having source with has a constant frequency, that means one frequency f1. Okay. You may have 10 sources in the circuit, no issue. But all sources are of same frequency. Okay. Then current in any part of the circuit or voltage in any part of the circuit will also have the same frequency. Correct, no? Since it's a linear circuit, so the frequency for the entire circuit remain same if all the sources which are present in the circuit are having the same frequency. Okay. It's as simple as the frequency of the source will only be present in any part of the circuit. Okay. Right. So what they are trying to say is, in complex representation, the e power j omega t is same for every quantity. It contains no useful information. Correct, na? So we can represent the complex exponential voltage in polar form as given below. So what we are trying to do is, e power j omega t, omega will be given by the source. Source will have some frequency. That frequency is represented by omega. Okay. Angular frequency, omega is called as angular frequency. Okay. So that frequency remains same in the entire circuit. Okay. In an entire linear circuit. So there is no point in writing always e power j omega t when you analyze your circuit. Okay. You are simply writing again and again, that's all. So what they try to do is, since e power j omega t is not going to vary, okay, so it is there is no use of writing that in your analysis process. So we'll try to remove it and call that format as a polar form. That's what they are saying here. So if you see, this is your exponential form of your complex voltage, Vm e power j into omega t plus theta, right? So this omega will remain same for the entire circuit. Okay, so there is no need to write e power j omega t again and again in the circuit. Okay, so I will try to convert this exponential form into a polar form, Vm at an angle of theta. Theta is equals to 0 here, so that's why I kept 0 here. So that means the two important parameters are voltage and phase angle. So that information I am trying to have in whatever format I mean we're solving my solution. Okay. The remaining thing which is not going to change and remain constant, better to not to have that in my expression. So I'm trying to remove it. Okay. So similarly, if you consider any circuit, its exponential current response can also be represented in this format. Vm e power j into omega t plus phi can be represented as Im e power j into omega t plus phi can be represented as Im at an angle of phi. Okay. So this format is called as polar form, and this polar form of representation is called as phasor. Is it clear? So complex form of voltage you are converting into a polar form, exponential form to polar form, and polar form will have a magnitude, that means amplitude Vm, and a phase angle, that is called as a phasor. Okay. And obviously, if you apply a phasor voltage to the circuit, you expect current response to be also in a phasor form, which is Im at an angle of phi. Okay, so this is called as a phasor. So next time they will simply give you some voltage in phasor form. This is the magnitude and that is the phase angle, and they will specify omega is this much, so and so. Okay, right. So we can solve your circuit using this phasor quantities. Okay, so we'll see the complete process how we have reached to a phasor value. So complete review of steps by which a real sinusoidal current is transformed into a phasor. So what it says, actual current in your circuit is Im cos of omega t plus phi, let's assume. Okay, what we are trying to do, we are converting into a complex form Im e power j into omega t plus phi. Your actual current is only real part of the solution. Okay, right. So to simplify more, okay, when you are solving, we are dropping this real part and e power j omega t term in the above expression. So you will represent Im e power j phi. Okay, this is exponential form of phasor. And if you write in the polar form, this is called as a phasor. So phasors are always represented with capital letter and a bar over it. If you see here, I have written I with a bar over it. Okay, right. So phasors are always represented with a capital letter and a bar over it. Okay, so it's basically it will have an amplitude and a phase angle. This is called as a phasor. Okay, so what phasors are actually? Phasors are complex quantities and are given in bold capital letters or bar over a capital letter. Okay, in some notations they will use bold letters for phasors. Because it's instantaneous quantity, you have to represent with a small letter. If it's current, you will represent with small I. If it's a constant current like DC, you will represent with, you can represent with small I or capital I. No issue, both are correct for DC circuits. Okay, but when you come to phasor, you should represent with a capital letter and a bar over it. That is the phasor representation. Okay, so capital letters are used for phasor representation of electrical quantities because the phasor is not an instantaneous function of time. It contains only amplitude and phase information. Okay, so phasor will give you only the information regarding the amplitude and phase angle. That's all. It's a simplified form of complex representation of a complex number. That's all. Okay, right. So it's not an instantaneous function of time. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from now on you will have phasors in your circuit. So all solutions you will do with phasors. That will be very easy for us to solve. Okay, we will see those things.
Sir, omega t is completely neglected, sir.
No. Omega t is present in the circuit. It is not going to be neglected. Okay, but when you do your solution, if I write in exponential form, that is 100 e power, let's say j omega t, I am simply writing that omega t again and again in your solution. That's all. Okay, so there is omega remains constant. Yeah, I know when the source of has specific frequency, all the variables, all the currents or voltages in your circuit which are flowing will have the same frequency. Okay, so we are simply not showing those in your equation. That's all. Okay, that omega
Since
remains as it is in the circuit.
Since the lack of its significance, we are leaving it, sir.
No, it is present. It will be given to you whenever you are asked to do some circuit analysis. Omega should be known to you. They will give that information. Okay.
For a
Right.
simplified representation, we are writing. Okay, sir.
Yeah, only to simplify our analysis process or writing. That's all. Okay. If you do your solution considering 100 into e power j omega t or 100 at an angle of 0 degrees, you will get the same answer. There is nothing wrong. Okay. So simply to avoid more work, they are giving in polar form. That's all. Polar form is called as phasor. Right. So omega remains. We can't do anything to omega. Omega is coming from the source. It remains in the circuit. Okay. That is basically a frequency. Okay. Right. So what they are saying, I of t. is a time domain representation. It's a function of time, I of t. Okay. But phasor is called as a frequency domain representation. Okay. Right. So phasors are called as frequency domain representation, and I of t is a function of time. It is called as a time domain representation. Phasor will give you information regarding only amplitude and phase angle. Okay. Okay. Right. So how to transform a time domain voltage V of t? Let's say this is your voltage into a frequency domain. That means we are converting into a phasor. What will be that? V of t is 100 into cos of 400t minus 30 degrees. So if you want to convert into a phasor form or polar form or a phasor, this is how you have to do. What it does, the same steps I have written here. V of t will be real part of exponential form of this voltage, 100 e power j into 400t minus 30 degrees. Okay. J omega t, I mean e power omega t is going to remain constant in your circuit, so better not to represent that. So I'm removing that term, and real part also I'm removing. So this is called as exponential form of a complex number, and this is called as a polar form of a complex number. This polar form is called as a phasor form. Okay. So the phasor representation is not equal to time domain voltage V of t. Rather, it is a simplified form of complex function formed by adding an imaginary component to the real function V of t. That's what is done now. We are adding an imaginary component to the real function V of t. That's why we got this thing. Okay. And we are simply e power j omega t we are removing, and real part you are removing, and writing in the form of a polar form that is called as a phasor. Correct. So in circuit analysis, if phasor was given and omega is mentioned, that is good enough for you to find the solution. Okay. Okay, try to do that. So what I am giving here, considering omega is equals to 2000 radians per second, that is omega information I have given, and time t is equals to 1 millisecond. Find the instantaneous value of each of the currents given here in phasor form. You're understanding the question, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So they have given two things. One is phasor form. In phasor form, there is J10. Let's see, consider part A, you consider J10A amperes
Sir, first one, 10 into e power,
Your
uh,
audience.
10 into e power 2 plus, sir. Hello.
No, I'm not getting your either audio or video, sir.
Sir,
Is this paused or what?
I think there is some issue with the sir network.
I think sir lost connection.
Yeah.
सही कह रहा
So,
भाई, कुछ तो
so
हुआ
should
है।
we connect again?
अब हिंदी में बोल लो यार।
अरे हाँ, ये इसी में रहे या फिर से कनेक्ट करना होगा?
फिर से कनेक्ट
यार
करना
कनेक्ट
पड़ेगा।
करेंगे ना दोबारा।
अरे भाई 10 मिनट जा रहा है
हाँ
तो जाने
हमको
दो।
रहने दो ना सर।
अच्छा
सर को
सुनो
कनेक्ट
सुनो
सर कनेक्ट करेंगे फिर।
सुन कोई सर को रिमाइंड नहीं करेगा टेस्ट के बारे में?
सर को
एक
याद
बात
होगा यार।
बताओ भाई, सर ने कल ले लिया तो सिलेबस तो बताओ कम से कम कितना है।
अरे वो बिना बताए ले ही
हाँ
नहीं
भाई।
सकते।
वो एक दिन पहले इन्फॉर्म तो करेंगे।
हाँ, बिना बताए ले नहीं
सुन रहे
सकते हो।
एक बार कनेक्ट और
तो भाई
डिस्कनेक्ट
एक बात
डिस्कनेक्ट
बताओ,
करे
किसी
क्या?
ने फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री में व्हाइट बोर्ड पे नोट कॉपी किए हैं?
क्या चीज?
वो हैंड क्या?
हाँ भाई, जो व्हाइट बोर्ड पे लिखते हैं अपने।
वो कुमार सत्यम के पास।
अच्छा
फिजिकल
भाई।
वाले जो सब एक ही बात बोल रहे भाई, सब एक ही बात बोल रहे। वाह वाह।
अरे ग्रुप में डाल दिया जाएगा वो नोट्स वो जो लिखे हैं सर।
जरूरी है
भाई इसी पे सर अलग से एंट्री मार देंगे तो क्या होगा।
नहीं मार सकते, अभी होस्ट वेंकटा है, जब तक वो नहीं करेगा नहीं मार सकते।
वो फिर ठीक है।
भाई वो सर का दिखा तो रहा है होस्ट के उसमें, लेकिन सर की वीडियो वगैरह नहीं आ रही है, कुछ देख लो।
एक सेकंड, मेरा तो कुछ नहीं दिखा रहा है।
भाई मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि स्कैम कर रहा है।
इस सर ने मीटिंग ही छोड़ दी है।
ये सर चुपके से बैठ के बात नहीं सुन रहे हमारी।
डिस्कनेक्ट
भाई सर को मेल करो यार।
लगता है
योर रिकॉर्डिंग ऑडियो।
रिव्यू ले रहे होंगे हम लोग का।
ओ सर
भाई
अरे भाई रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है लेकिन।
ज्वाइन करते हैं।
भाई रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है लेकिन।
ओ भाई
ओ,
मेरा नाम क्या है पता नहीं, गलती से नाम डाल दिया किसी ने।
तो कनेक्ट करना चाहिए क्या?
एक बार
हाँ ये
कर लो, मेल चेक कर लो, मेल पे तो कुछ नहीं भेजे वो।
हाँ मेल चेक कर देते हैं।
ए अभी कनेक्ट डिस्कनेक्ट मत करो, पहले मेल चेक कर लो।
मेल पे तो कुछ नहीं आया।
अच्छा तब कनेक्ट करते हैं फिर से।
नायक का डायलॉग याद आ रहा है, 10 मिनट जाते हैं तो जाने दो, गाड़ियां जलती है तो जलने दो।
बैठे रहो ना, क्या हो गया, बैठे रहो मस्त।
सब लोग डिस्कनेक्ट और कनेक्ट करो।
सर गुस्से हो जाएंगे यार, सही बता रहा है।
क्यों क्यों कौन है भाई ये?
अरे होंगे।
कनेक्ट डिस्कनेक्ट
हो गया, सब जा रहे हो क्या?
वही साल कर रहा है तू।
अरे सब जगह
क्या है ये? हम लोग इधर ही रहेंगे, हम लोग इसी में क्लास लेंगे, नहीं तो नहीं लेंगे, धरना भाई। हम लोग को इसी रूम में चाहिए क्लास।
भाई रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है।
फिर चाहते हैं।
चल रहा है चल।
सर से बात हुई क्या, क्या हुआ, लीव पे रहेंगे ना?
भाई वेंकट होस्ट बन गया फिर से।
हुआ क्या भाई?
भाई अब नाम प्रेजेंटर हो गया। अरे भाई होस्ट
भाई सर आए क्या?
सर का पावर चला गया लगता है।
अभी भी रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है
नेटवर्क
भाई।
चला गया पूरी तरह से।
हाँ,
सर भी चल गए।
सबसे ज्यादा सब
काम होस्ट
खुश
हो
कौन
गया।
है यहाँ पर? मेरे को समझ में आ रहा है।
जो लोग
सबसे
को कल
ज्यादा खुश
टेस्ट नहीं
कौन है?
देना सब खुश है।
भाई एक
कल का
पर्सन है जो
टेस्ट
बहुत ज्यादा खुश है।
कौन?
अरे भाई बोलू?
बोलो।
बोल बोल भाई
हाँ
बोल
भाई
भाई।
गुड्डू भैया, गुड्डू भैया।
अरे भाई मन की बात ले ली आपने।
भाई और फैजल, फैजल कहाँ है फैजल?
फैजल अरे प्रांजल भाई
हाँ गायब है।
ये लोग साले पढ़ने वाले हैं समझे। ये लोग को क्या